ABC 6 News at 11 starts with this breaking news alert.
Breaking news tonight as we come on the air. Columbus police ending their manhunt for a gunman who opened fire on officers who fired back. It happened on the northeast side of Edinburgh Lane. Mary Smith joins us now with an update from investigators. And Mary, what are they telling you tonight?
Yeah, Tara, good evening. Investigators here in Northeast Columbus police to be specific, they're waiting for BCI to get out here to investigate. We're told that this all started around 8:30 tonight. Officers responded to reports of shots fired around Heatherton Road. That's what they say a male suspect fired at their vehicle and at least one officer fired back. Now, this was some scene video from earlier this evening. A CPD supervisor tells us no police were hurt, and as of now, they're not sure whether or not the suspect is hurt since they could not locate him. After an hour-and-a-half manhunt with a perimeter set up out here, they called things off.
So because we can't confirm at this point that a suspect was not hit, we're going to make sure that we cross all our T's, dot all our I's, and so BCI is going to investigate this.
Again, Columbus police are still out here waiting for BCI to get to the scene. As soon as we know more information, we will update you. But for now, live on the northeast side, I'm Mary Smith, ABC 6 News.
Mary, thank you. We expect more information about this investigation to be released overnight. Our morning team will bring you up to speed on this developing story at 4:25 right here on ABC 6.
We can finally report what our nation has needed to hear for a very long time. More help is on the way.
And more breaking news from Washington. Congress has reached a COVID relief deal, a nearly $1 trillion package, including $600 checks for most Americans. The compromise came as the U.S. government was just about to run out of money, which could have led to a government shutdown. Here's Sinclair National correspondent Christine Frizzell.
We can finally report what our nation has needed to hear for a very long time. More help is on the way.
Looming over Capitol Hill today, a wave of optimism that a COVID relief bill is just about to the finish line.
The agreement on this package could be summed up by the expression, better late than never, although I know many of my Republican colleagues wished it was never.
Senators late Saturday reaching a compromise on a proposal by Republican Senator Pat Toomey to restrict the Federal Reserve's use of its emergency lending powers, each side claiming victory. Many Americans spending the holiday season waiting in line for food assistance, nearly half doing so for the first time.
This is about basic needs, about families needing to remain safely housed, about purchasing diapers and formula, inhalers, insulin.
The bill is likely to include additional jobless benefits of $300 per week, close to $330 billion for small business loans, direct payments of $600 for individuals, and billions of dollars for vaccine distribution, schools, and child care.
Our highest priority is to get people who are worried about keeping their job. And so getting, if you will, help to small business is critical. Helping people that are unemployed have extension of unemployment benefits, also housing support.
Both Republicans and Democrats also suggesting while it may get their vote, the bill doesn't go nearly far enough.
The levels of support that I understand will be offered to working people are hardly adequate.
This bill is not sufficient. It is necessary. It is not sufficient.
President Trump largely silent on the negotiations, though he did tweet Saturday night, quote, "Give Americans more money in direct payments."
Now lawmakers will have just a few hours to read through the text of the $900 billion bill, as well as the $1.4 trillion spending bill alongside it, each expected to be close to 1,000 pages before deciding how they'll cast their vote. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Senator Rob Portman joined a handful of other lawmakers to issue a statement on the legislation. This one reads in part, "We are relieved Congress has finally agreed on a COVID-19 emergency relief package. Our consensus bill was the foundation of this final package, and we applaud congressional leadership for finishing what we started." The Ohio Department of Health released the latest daily coronavirus case numbers for Sunday. More than 8,300 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. 16 people have died since yesterday, bringing the death toll to more than 8,000 Ohioans. And just as vaccines begin to offer some hope, officials in Britain are sounding the alarm about a new coronavirus variant, which is basically a different version of the virus. But as Britt Conway reports, our top health officials say variants are expected.
From hope as we watch vaccines roll out around the country, to new fears as other countries report a new coronavirus variant. But health officials say it's not surprising.
Viruses mutate. Viruses mutate all the time. There will be variants.
Assistant Secretary for Health Admiral Brett Giroir, U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams, and Chief Scientific Advisor Operation Warp Speed, Moncef Slaoui. Answer a few of the questions you might have right now. First of all, have there been other coronavirus variants?
Over 4,000 mutations that we've seen so far in this virus, and it's still acting essentially like COVID-19.
So is that variant here in the U.S.?
We don't know yet. We are, of course, particularly the NIH and the CDC, looking very carefully into this.
Is it more dangerous? Officials in the UK say this variant spreads more quickly.
And that does not mean that this virus is any more dangerous. We don't even know if it's really more contagious yet or not, or if it just happened to be a strain that was involved in a super spreader event.
Several countries have suspended flights from the United Kingdom. Should the U.S. do the same thing?
I really don't believe we need to do that yet.
Will the vaccines work on this variant?
Up to now, I don't think there has been a single variant that would be resistant to the vaccine.
All the more reason all three health officials say getting vaccinated is critical. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
Ohio is expected to get a shipment of the Moderna vaccine in the coming days, but there are still major challenges ahead. Jesse Starkey has a warning from doctors this holiday season.
We are finally close to the end and can see the light at the end of the tunnel as more vaccines are set to ship out to Ohio early next week. Our biggest hurdle, doctors say, is Christmas.
Think twice and pause if you're going to do anything with anybody outside your household.
Doctors say they're in the middle of a COVID-19 surge in our hospitals. Another surge after the holiday season would be devastating for our healthcare system.
I'd really ask everybody this year to stay home and save all the happiness and celebration for 2021.
Healthcare workers are exhausted and many of them are getting COVID. They recommend not gathering with anyone outside of your household. Plan virtual get-togethers as many of the COVID cases they see are coming from small gatherings inside. Doctors say we'll know more about the actions people take this Christmas in the coming weeks as we head into the new year. In Columbus, Jesse Starkey, ABC 6 News.
We are on your side, making it easy to find everything you need to know about the coronavirus pandemic at all times using the ABC6 app. Tap on the Explore button, then click on Coronavirus under the News tab. It's free in your app store. The holiday rush for last-minute gifts, even during the pandemic. Shoppers trying to wrap things up with less than a week before Christmas. And CPD stepping up to help families in need. What's inside these blessing bags at 11:16?
And your temps are heating and cooling. Current conditions dry right now, even a little bit of a clearing, but cloud cover is going to increase tonight. Rain on the way, snow on the way, a warm up on the way, and then a harsh cool down. I'll break it down day by day coming on up.
If you are just joining us, we are following breaking news on the northeast side. This is a live look from that scene. Columbus police telling us shots were fired between a suspect and officers just a few hours ago. All officers are okay and accounted for, but the suspect is still on the run, and police tell us they've turned the case over to BCI. We will be keeping an eye on this for you overnight, and we'll send any new developments through the ABC6 app. Caught on camera, Columbus police searching for two young men accused of robbing a 19-year-old in northeast Columbus. It happened at a gas station on Cleveland Avenue after 5 a.m. last Monday. Police said the victim was attacked by two men in their late teens or early 20s. The pair got away with the victim's car after threatening to shoot him, according to police report. The victim got away after police say one of the suspects actually fired a shot between the victim's legs. If you recognize any of the people in these surveillance images, call police.
I feel safe. I personally try not to get out particularly much. I like to, stay at home.
Last minute in-person shopping less than a week before Christmas. Even though more people shopped online this year because of the pandemic, retailers here in Columbus were still bustling this weekend. Mary Smith reports from Polaris.
Polaris Fashion Place is just one of several Central Ohio shopping centers that had busy parking lots. This weekend, we spoke with an infectious disease expert on what impact holiday shopping could have, if any, on the COVID-19 pandemic. The last weekend before Christmas marking a busy time for Central Ohio retailers.
Had to pick up some stuff for my niece and nephew, wrapping supplies, stuff like that.
I did a lot of the stuff online, but just like the little things. I don't feel too bad if I'm just going in and out.
I thought that it was going to be more busy in Target because of the parking lot, but actually Target's doing well.
In Ohio, it's still required for shoppers to wear a mask in retail locations. With limited capacities, social distancing, and other protocols in place, shoppers tell us they're not too worried.
Definitely on days like today or, on the weekends where it's busier than normal, I am, more cautious. But overall, as long as everyone's wearing a mask, I do feel pretty safe.
I feel safe. I personally try not to get out particularly much. I like to, stay at home.
Cedarville University infectious disease expert Dr. Zach Jenkins shared his thoughts with us on holiday shopping.
Seeing the busy shopping centers isn't necessarily bad, so long as we're trying our best to try to mitigate as much spread as we can.
Dr. Jenkins says he's concerned about a spike in cases following the holidays, not so much from shopping, but family get-togethers.
Shopping may play a little bit of a role. There's been some conflicting data on that subject, just to be honest. There's some studies out of the UK that do imply that bigger stores and people gathering in them, it can be a problem. But the bigger spread, at least with the data we've seen here, tends to be from the clusters of people. So more of the small gatherings, particularly around the holidays, is probably a bigger issue.
Although retail centers seem busy, FedEx confirms its employees are dealing with a surge from online shopping. In a statement, it says its employees are working, quote, tirelessly and safely working to meet the surge in demand this holiday season, on top of volume increases created by the COVID-19 pandemic. Reporting in Polaris, Mary Smith, ABC6 News.
And Columbus police and volunteers are bringing a Christmas meal and some holiday cheer to local families. In a partnership through Starfish Assignment, volunteers from Sahara Columbus collected and bagged Christmas groceries for officers to deliver. The bags were decorated by children of Sahara volunteers. Each bag also contained a $50 grocery gift card. Those will definitely come in handy.
Oh, yes. Definitely love to see that. Very exciting stuff. I feel like this time of year, it's crunch time for some, but it's also, we're seeing that holiday cheer. And as far as the weather goes, tomorrow's the official start to winter, but we're getting it's going to feel like spring at some points, Tara. So
yeah, warm up.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a weird week going on. We start with tonight, a little bit of a clearing, but cloud cover really going to build on in, especially early Monday. Here's a look at 2 a.m. on Futurecast, starting to turn partly cloudy. By the time we wake up on Monday morning before sunrise, we're already dealing with widespread cloud cover. At this time, though, we're staying dry. We're dry tonight. We're going to be dry through your Monday hours. Early hours. It's not until the afternoon we start to see a little bit of rain. Temperatures already sitting quite chilly. 31 in Columbus, 32 in Delaware, Mount Vernon, 33 in Coshocton, 31 in Cambridge, 33 in New Lux, 32 in Circleville, Chillicothe, coldest spot at 28 degrees. Low temp pretty much here. May see a few spots fall a degree or two more. 31 with more clouds. Give it another hour or so, and then we'll start to see more widespread cloud cover overhead. A chilly night paired with a breeze, 5 to 10 miles per hour. That breeze moving on in from the southwest. I know tomorrow I said we start dry, but we also start pretty cold. 33 right off the bat, cloudy conditions. By noon, you could start to see a few isolated showers moving on in. Then through the late afternoon, early evening hours, we'll start to see more widespread rain. Also notice those wind speeds ramping up anywhere from about 10 to 15 miles per hour through the afternoon, so a bit breezy as well as you head out the door to start that work week. Rain moves in shortly after about 1 o'clock. You'll notice also, especially in the northern half of our viewing area, Bucyrus, Mount Vernon, we're seeing a little bit of snow in the mix. Now, these light snow showers really going to continue overnight as temperatures fall below that freezing point. So what starts as rain while we're relatively warm eventually transitions to a light mix overnight. Now for this, not looking to accumulate to much or amount to much, we're actually going to keep a few flurries through your early Tuesday hours. Here's a look at 8:30 Tuesday morning. Could see some pop-ups, a little bit of a mix going on right around Kenton, Marysville, and then eventually Tuesday will clear on up. Tomorrow's high temperature, 43 degrees with those PM showers. I told you that breeze picks up as well. Southwest winds now about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now with this, 43 does put us slightly above average, but we're going to get warmer from here. Through the middle of the work week, we're going to climb to the 50s, 10 plus degrees above average for this time of year. It is short-lived though. By Thursday, we fall back into the 40s, which is still slightly above average, just a few degrees, and then we sink well below average, about 10 degrees below average on Christmas Day with a high of just 27. Now here's the breakdown for the week. The official start to winter tomorrow, not going to feel like it. Dry with some more late afternoon sunshine Tuesday. Wednesday, warm, perfect day to get outdoors, run those last minute errands, but we start to see cloud cover build. Rain arrives overnight. Now we stay relatively warm, temps above that freezing point Wednesday night, going to make for rain at first into your Christmas Eve and then a wintry mix. Flurries eventually stick around for Christmas Day as we take that plummet, and I know we all want to know about a white Christmas, so as we get a bit closer, we'll be able to fine tune that for all of you.
All right, thank you so much. Ahead in sports, we're checking in with the Buckeyes and the Bearcats tonight. Hi, Clay.
Hey, Tara, a couple of good news updates from Ryan Day coming up. And Luke Fickell's Bearcats wanted more than New Year's. Stick around on ABC 6. minutes. Hey, good evening to you. Ryan Day says quarterback Justin Fields will be fine, and he expects Chris Olave to return as the Big Ten will likely reduce its COVID protocol from 21 to 17 days. The Buckeyes are in. There's a little drama there this morning. Fourth time, 7-year run of the college football playoff. Ohio State rewarded for 2 top 15 wins, including a Big Ten championship earned on Saturday against Northwestern. Ohio State put the game really in the hands of running back Trey Sermon late, and he stepped up to the tune of a school record. 331 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Bucs rally past those Cats. Ohio State, the 3 seed in the 4-team field, and they will get those very tough Clemson Tigers in the Sugar Bowl January 1st. This is the 5th meeting in the series. Ohio State has never won, but they got fight.
And our stories, to me, is just simply amazing. We weren't even playing a season for a month, and then here we are right now. And, I think we have an opportunity to write one of the greatest stories in the history of college football.
Anytime we play it, if we're playing Ohio State, it's a playoff, or it's it was a BCS Bowl back in 2013 in the Orange Bowl. So, anytime, we play Ohio State, it's probably some type of meaning. We don't have them on our regular schedule.
Will they be that friendly in 12 days? The College Football Playoff Committee went blue bloods all the way in the Final Four. Here's the Football Fever's Jay Richardson.
They just wanted to get, I think, the 4 strongest brands that were also at the top of the heap in this thing. I think it makes the most sense right now. I think it's no different than like when you go to the supermarket and you're buying toilet paper. You want to stick to the brands you trust.
Ohio State gets a chance to go face-to-face with Dabo Swinney, who's made some not-so-subtle references about the Bucs' inferior resume.
He's always kind of tossing these little shots out there, and you can tell, I think deep down, he doesn't really want to play a fully healthy Ohio State team. He knows that game last time we faced off came down to a couple critical calls by referees, and he kind of knows that without those calls, that game would have gone very differently. I think we all remember that matchup and how dominant Ohio State looked in the first 2 quarters.
They did indeed. 4 other Big Ten teams will go bowling. Northwestern gets Auburn in the Citrus. Former Ole Miss assistant Tom Allen will send his Indiana team against the same Rebels in the Outback. Iowa, Mizzou, Music City, and the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Wisconsin will face Wake Forest. The NHL announced a puck drop for the season January 13th, less than a month. Players in the league have agreed to open a 56-game season January 13th and finish on May 8th. The playoffs will feature 16 teams, traditional best-of-7 format. They hope to wrap it up by mid-July. Your Columbus Blue Jackets will be celebrating their 20th season this winter. Luke Fickell's UC Bearcats did not make the playoff cut, but they are a New Year's Six team. The Cats will take on the Dogs in the Peach Bowl at noon on New Year's Day. The Bearcats are unbeaten after nipping Tulsa at the buzzer for the conference title at Nippert Stadium last night. It's up and it is good. Luke said making the playoff was in the back of his mind.
And disappointing, meaning just the sheer fact, you would love an opportunity and a shot at the title. So would Georgia, so would Texas A&M. But the reality is, there's only 4 that are going to get that opportunity, and we don't happen to be one of them. But this is going to be an incredible opportunity, an incredible challenge for us, and I think that's what our kids thrive on and enjoy the most.
Yeah, get to take on Georgia. Well, if it's Sunday, then Tiger and his son Charlie will be in the red. Mom, Elin Nordegren, was there too. The Woods part of the PNC Father-Son Championship in Orlando, and look at him walk it in. Have we seen that somewhere? Charlie in the fist pump, a chip off the old block indeed. The Woods finished 7th, just 5 shots back of Justin Thomas and his father. And the Cleveland Browns beat the Giants. They are a 10-win team. We're in an alternate universe right now. I'm Clay Hall, ABC 6 Sports.
Congratulations are in order. Weekend anchor Rodney Dunnigan and Good Day Columbus's Jackie Orozco welcome to New Edition. Take a look at baby Blake Noah Dunnigan. The little guy was born Friday afternoon, weighing in at 7 pounds and 2 ounces. Mom and baby healthy and doing just fine. And a quick farewell note to our director, Nathan Torres, who is moving on. This is his last show. We wish you all the best. Have a great night.